Hi everyone, it's Lesley Oman from HungryHeffyCrafts, and today I've got a card to share with you which is a little pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I made a card a little while ago called Unicorn on a Cloud, and I made this little rainbow, and this is a bit that I had cut off the edge that I didn't actually use, and I was trying to think of a way that I could incorporate it into a card. It was too pretty, I didn't want to throw it away. So I had an idea to use this cloud die. This is from My Favorite Things. It's called Cloud Trio, and it was St. Patrick's Day last week, and I thought, hey, what's at the end of the rainbow? It's a little pot of gold. So I've dug out some of my Spellbinders nested dies here, and I've dug out the circle dies and also the petite ovals. In the end, you'll see I don't use the circle, I just use the ovals. But I'm just using some scratch cardstock, some smooth white cardstock for this. And this is where I thought that I would use a circle for the actual pot, but in hindsight actually moved over and cut out one of the larger ovals. And I think that gives a much better final impression to that. So now I've got the large oval, I've got a little frame and the bit that goes in the inside like this. And this is going to create my little pot of gold. But I want my pot of gold to have feet. So I've pulled out this Quick Cuts die. It's just called Quick Cuts Butterfly. It's a 4x4 die. And the little knobbly bits at the bottom of my butterfly are going to be repurposed today into feet for my pot of gold. So I'm going to colour these up using Distress ink today. I'm using Hickory Smoke for the most part to create a nice base layer of a grey. And then I'm going to come in with the black soot to create more of a black outlines and to blend some of the black tones into there. I didn't want to do just all black soot because it would give a very flat look. I got my Distress sprayer in the post last week, so I'm using that to spritz my project with some clean water. And after about 30 seconds, dab off the excess to give a lovely distressed look. So here I am so far, and I thought that I would use this My Favorite Things flat bottomed cloud die with some mirror paper, some gold mirror paper, to create some mounds of gold. Now the mirror paper is very flimsy, so I've cut another large oval out of black cardstock just to have a little bit of a sturdier base. And then I've cut another layer using the gold, and that makes it look like my whole pot is full of gold, but I'm going to have little mounds of gold using this flat bottomed cloud die here like this. So I'm just moving these around just now, trying to figure out exactly how I want it to look. And I'm going to be using 3 of these small flat bottom die cutouts using the mirror gold card. But first let's stick the gold card onto this black oval. I'm trimming off the edge because I don't want any of the gold to show through when I put my frame in place, like this. So my first cloud is going to go here, and I've decided to put some glue on the top edge of this frame and also stick down the rainbow as well. And I'll leave the bottom edge of that oval frame without glue at the moment, and that will allow me to tuck some more of those flat bottom cloud gold mounds underneath there and get the finished look that I want to get. For the last one, to create some dimension, I'm using some 1mm foam dies, or foam pads. And there's a little bit sticking out here, so I'll trim that off. So now let's stick the feet onto my pot, and I'm using some Tombow Mono liquid glue for this. You could pretty much use any liquid glue, but I like this stuff because it holds fast and it dries fast. I'm going to put some acrylic blocks on there to help that dry, and I'll move over to cutting out some clouds. To add some shimmer and shine, I'm using some glitter card today. This is I guess a white glitter card, but it's got a lovely shine to it. I was going to do a greeting that said something about lucky. I'm lucky to have you. But when I was looking through my stash, I found this one from Personal Impressions. It says, I treasure your friendship, which was just perfect for the card that I was making today. To fancy up the front of the card, I'm using my stitched border dies, and I've run that through the Cuttlebug to create some stitching on both the left and the right hand side of a front panel, and I'm going to stick that onto a card blank. To stamp my greeting, I'm using my Misty tool, which once again only came last week and I'm very excited about. And this is probably one of the first cards that I actually used it with. But so far, I'm really pleased at how easy it is. So if you haven't got one of these and you struggle a little bit with stamping, but you enjoy the hobby, you might want to invest in one. They are pricey, I will say that, but I think it's kind of worth its weight in gold at the moment. So I'm stamping that at the bottom section of my card, and I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink, which is kind of my go-to ink for this kind of thing. And I'm going to stick my little pot of gold onto the card using some glue dots just above my grating. And I'm going to just play around here and figure out exactly where I want my clouds to go. I did actually cut a piece of funky foam or craft foam using that same die, so that this cloud here had a little bit more dimension to the other clouds. It just gives a little bit more interest to the final card, I think. And this little one will go just right underneath, so it covers that cut piece of the rainbow. Then I had a little bit of a brainwave. I had some gold sequins. These are gold sequins that I bought off eBay, and they're actually meant for your fingernails, I think, but they just look perfect and they look like little gold coins. So I squirted little dots of some Ranger Multi Matte Medium onto the gold section of the card, sprinkled it with these little sequins, and then they stuck to the little spots of gold. I didn't cover the gold card completely because that Multi Matte Medium does dry matte, and I really didn't want to lose the shimmer of the mirror card, so I just did little dots. Then I used my Quick Sticks tool to add a few more sequins around about the card, just to add a little bit more shine. Once I've stuck it onto the front of a note card, I'm just going to trim off these clouds that are overhanging the top so it can fit into a standard size envelope. And that's it. That's the card for today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like the video, please do give it a big thumbs up, and you can hop on over to HungryHeffyCrafts to see more of my projects. And feel free also to subscribe to my YouTube channel or check me out on Instagram. Thanks again, and have a great day and a very happy Easter. Bye!